Hello. So now we're going to be talking about the rest of the questions together. So here we have v equals this expression. Now what we like to look for is the logarithm of that. How are we going to do that? So in fact, since uh, if we have to rewrite it once again, log of v should be equal to log of 1087 square root of t over 273. Now, since these two relationship is multiplication, we should see addition between two logarithms, which you can see over here. These two are out. Now, the square root is covering t and then 273, so we should see a 1/2, which is the exponent form of square root, has to be seen between those two things, which will be choice number. That will be our answer. Alright, so let's look at the next one. Similarly, here we have square root, that means 1/2. And then 2 and 3 are the separate exponents, meaning 2 and 3 has to be the coefficient of the logarithm. So which we are looking at choice number 2. You see, number 1 is not correct because 1/2 is covering all three of them, while in fact square root is only covering two terms, or two factors, not all three. Alright, here same idea, but in this case where question is if the intensity is doubled, meaning the I value has been doubled, now then its magnitude can be represented by, so instead of I, we're going to have 2I, so we're going to have here log of 2I over t. That means here first we have log of 2I minus log of t. But between 2 and I, since it's a multiplication, we have log of 2 plus log of I minus log of t. That becomes our final answer, which is choice number 4. Alright. In this case, this is similar concept where square root, that means once again 1/2 as the coefficient, which covers between x and y. That means we are looking at only thing that's possible is choice number 1. This is square root of x, therefore we have 1/2 log of x and 1/2 log of y, while z is simply a negation of log of z since z value is dividing. Alright, so next expression here. For nx is multiplication, so multiplication within the logarithm can be expressed as addition between the logarithms, so therefore choice number 3. Alright, so here we have, when you take the log of a, that means we are looking at the next expression here. So let's try to write this one together. Log of a must be equal to log of p times 1 plus r to the x power. Since we see the multiplication, this will be equal to log of p plus log of 1 plus r to the x power. Now, due to the power rule, x can come to the front, and here we have a log of p plus x times log of 1 plus r, and that becomes our answer. Now, then we end up getting choice number 2. You see the difference between choice number 2 and choice number 3 is the parentheses. Without parentheses, logarithm is only affecting one here. But with the parentheses, it does cover both of them, and that's what we are looking for, which is therefore choice number 2 becomes our answer. Now let's look at this question. We have 3 to the 4th power is equal to x. If we simply convert this one into the exponential form, then you would have known it. Therefore, the x must be equal to 81. Here we have x to the 1/2 power is equal to 5. So therefore, to raise this one by the reciprocal of 1/2, which is simply 2, then x will be equal to 25. Once again, here we have 2 to the 3 power is equal to x plus 1. And here we have that's equal to 8. That's equal to x plus 1. Therefore, x must be equal to 7. Alright, here. Second question is x to the 2nd power is equal to 9. Simply when you convert them into the exponential form, then you're going to take the square root on each side. Then x will be equal to 3. Now here we have, since 2 logarithms is adding, so what we end up getting is this. Log base 3 of x plus 4 times x minus 2 is equal to 3. Now then, if you have to simply raise this one up, then we'll end up getting 3 to the 3rd power is equal to the product of these two, which will be equal to x squared, and then plus 2x minus 8. Now, by subtracting 27, which is the value here, then we end up getting 0 equals x squared plus 2x minus 35. We can simply factor this one together. We have x plus 7 times x minus 5. Then here we would end up having x can be equal to negative 7 or positive 5. But notice, if x were to be negative 7, then we'll end up having negative values within the logarithms. And that's not part of the logarithm values that has been defined. Within the log, only positive values are allowed. Therefore, negative 7 has to be cancelled out. How about number 26? So x to the negative 1 power is equal to 1 over 4. But in fact, 1 over 4 is equal to 4 to the negative 1 power also. And by comparison, you will realize that x has to be equal to 4. Alright, so let's look at one more question here. Since we have two expressions that are subtracting, that means we are looking at the division, so log base 4 of x squared plus 3x divided by x plus 5 has to be equal to 1. That means we are looking at 4 to the 1st power is equal to that expression. That means we can just put this one over 1 plus multiply. We'll end up getting x squared plus 3x is equal to 4x plus 20 by multiplying 4 times x plus 5. And bringing everything onto one side, we end up getting x squared minus x plus 20, minus 20, sorry. Is equal to 0. And here we have, when you factor x plus minus 5 x plus 4 is equal to 0. Now, then x can be equal to either 5 or negative 4. Now, we have to plug them in to see which one works. If you plug in 5 for both, it will always be positive, so it's okay. But when you plug in negative 4, this will be equal to 1, which is okay. And then here, we'll end up getting 4. So in fact, in this case, even though a value of x is equal to negative, when you plug in negative 4 in place of each parentheses, you'll end up getting positive numbers. So therefore, we are okay to accept both as the answers. Now here we have the expression where r is equal to like this. Now, so r is a revenue, so hotel is an annual revenue of $12 million. Now, so therefore, what we are looking for is r has to be equal to 12. And they want us to graph the function, in 0 to 100, calculate the minimum number of rooms that must be occupied daily to be profitable. Then we will try to use the calculator and see what happens. What we are looking for is 12 million is what we need. And then is equal to 3 log of n squared plus 10n. So let's look at this one together using the graphing calculator. So here we have the calculator. Then we like to plug in those values in and then see what happens. Here we have a 3 log of x squared plus 10x. Now, since we put this one as y sub 1, this will be y sub 2, 12. And what we want to do is we want to set the window from 0 through 100. Because that was the given domain. And what we like to do is this. Maybe we would like to put this one into zoom fit. What zoom fit do is that it keeps the x value and then change the y value automatically so that it gives us best picture. Here, zoom fit, and as you can see, that's the first function, then that's the second function. Since we are looking for the intersection, then we are looking at second trace, which gives us a calculating value, intersect number of 5. That's the first curve, yes. That's the second curve, yes. And then we want to press yes. And that's the value that we end up getting. So, since the average number of rooms that we need to occupy is this one. So therefore, if it's 95, then it's not going to quite cut it. So therefore, number of rooms has to be 96 rooms. Then they will make a profit. All right, let's continue further. So here we have population was this much in 1994, growing at the rate of 1.8%, while with the approximate population of in the year 2000. So what we can do is this: 3381,000 times 1 plus 1.8. That means we are looking at 0.018. Now, between 1994 and 2000, we realized that 6 years has passed. And as long as if we calculate this one, then that would have been our answer. So, once again, plugging that in, 3381,000, open parentheses, we have 1 plus 0.018, close it up to the 6th power. Alright, then we get this one as our answer. Then we should try to figure out the closest one here. 3763. Okay, that becomes our answer. Similarly here, we have 1999, it was this much, increased by 0.05 per month. Notice that it was per month. Of the 1 year later, that means this increase happened per month. Therefore, we are looking at 12 periods of this increase happens. Then what we're looking at is 1.39 times 1 plus 0.005. But the time has to be 12 because 12 periods of this actually happening. And 1.39 open parenthesis 1 plus 0.005. Now we have to raise this one by 12. There it goes. And our answer is the nearest cent, and it becomes 1.48 cents. I mean, $1.48, which is 148 cents. Alright, that becomes our answer. Alright, the next question here. So, our bounce of the ball can be expressed in this way. How many times higher is the first bounce than the fourth bounce? Then simply we just have to plug that into a calculator. Or we can actually just, calculate either way. It doesn't matter. First bounce, that means 1. So we are looking at 80 times 0.5 to the first power versus 80 times 0.5 to the fourth power. Now, this simply becomes 40 if you have to plug it in. Here, each time when you have 1/5, that's basically getting the half. So half of this one becomes 40, and half of that becomes 20, half of that becomes 10, and half of that becomes 5. So we are looking at this one will be 5. Now, then, how many times is this higher than this one? In fact, this is 8 times as high as this. So therefore, technically, the question should read as first bounce is 8 times as high as the fourth bounce. So therefore, the answer would have been 8. In fact, the word, it says higher, is kind of misleading. 7 times higher, but 8 times as high. Alright, that was, in fact, the answer for number. The next question here. The following question, number 32, here is similar to the previous one. Depreciate 13%. Now, so we are looking at 11900 times 1. Since it's depreciate, that means we have to subtract 0.13. Now, between this year to this year, we have 3 years. Then, on 1900 and 1 minus, in this case, 0.13, and raise that by 3 years. Then our answer becomes, we are looking nearest $100. So that means we are looking at those two numbers. So we have about 7800. So about $7,800 becomes our answer. All right, that's it. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.